So before I start this review, there are far more bigger things going on than just what's happening in wrestling, involving one of the biggest stars in the history of the business, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, one of the greatest figures in the history of the company, probably the greatest talker of all time. Ric Flair. So Ric Flair is currently in a medically induced coma as of Monday, August 14th, 2017, and all I can say is he is in my prayers. Get well soon, Nate. All wrestling fans, we're all thinking of you right now, and hopefully you make a full recovery. And I would definitely also keep his family and friends in my thoughts and prayers right now. So, the show, Monday Night Raw. This is the go-home show to SummerSlam. As a show for SummerSlam, I have not been this least interested in the SummerSlam in a while. I'm just not feeling the show at all. There's nothing on the show that really screams, man, I can't wait to see this. I think this is going to be a hard show to sit through. Last year, I nearly fell asleep during the main event. I was just bored to death by that show because it was so fucking long, and I'm afraid the show's going to be 12 hours. I don't know if people realize the show's, it's already, I think the main card's confirmed 5 hours already. The pre-show's 2 hours, that's 7 hours. This show is going to be as long as WrestleMania was, and WrestleMania wasn't really a bad show. The show was so fucking long. I don't know, man. It's gonna be. How long is this damn show gonna be? So tonight's show, it's in Boston, Massachusetts. This is significant. One reason is Sasha Banks is facing Nia Jax. We all know how WWE books baby faces in their hometown, so we'll see if she wins and faces Alexa at SummerSlam. But that's definitely a match to look forward to on the show. They started off the show by showing that Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins are featured, not the Fatal 4-Way. That was really weird. I thought they'd featured a Fatal 4-Way, but that's the program that's featured. Ambrose is out right now. So when Ambrose and Rollins came out, they kept arguing. They kept going back and forth. They kept teasing the Shield reunion when they put their fists up together, to tease that they're back together. 2/3 of the Shield, that's it. They keep arguing, and then eventually, one guy puts it, the other guy doesn't. One guy, they keep switching back and forth. Then they brawl. They get into a fight, and they get into, they take each other down, start fighting on the ground. When Sheamus and Cesaro come, Sheamus and Cesaro beat them up. And then they throw Ambrose in the crowd, and they beat up Rollins in the ring, and then Ambrose comes out of the crowd, and eventually Ambrose and Rollins fight off Sheamus and Cesaro. And they finally do the Shield fist bump and get a huge reaction from the fans. The fans went ballistic. They badly missed the Shield, and I missed the Shield too. So the fans really want to see the Shield back together. I think eventually it will happen. Roman Reigns will eventually be back with the Shield. Maybe that's the only way the fans will ever cheer for Roman, is if the Shield's back together. But the fans do miss the Shield. Then right after the segment was over, Kurt Angle made the match official for SummerSlam. I guess it wasn't made official, but it's going to be Sheamus and Cesaro against Rollins and Ambrose for the tag belts. Up next is Sasha Banks and Nia Jax in Sasha's hometown. So, you know what that means. They had all three of the announcers mention Ric Flair, who he did undergo successful surgery today based on bad condition. So that was definitely a classy moment on their part, and we knew they would do that. They always have a tremendous amount of respect for Ric Flair. But now it's on to the women's match: Nia Jax and Sasha Banks. So before the match even starts, Alexa Bliss comes out when she has this new goddess chair, which is like this giant. It's like this platform that you climb up, and then there's a giant chair on it. They're really behind Alexa Bliss. I really think she's going to retain the belt at SummerSlam. They put her on ESPN this week. They're really high on her. So I think she's holding on to that belt for quite some time. So Sasha Banks and Nia Jax had a very good women's match. The more I think Sasha Banks is the best worker on the main roster, the best female worker on the main roster now. I think Asuka's probably still the best in the whole company, but in terms of just the main roster, Sasha's the best. And Charlotte's an incredible athlete. She might be more athletic, but in terms of just being the best wrestler at Sasha, the fact that she can get this match on Nia Jax and not get hurt, so we don't know, in the process is pretty damn impressive. Luckily Sasha survived, and we're getting Sasha Banks and Alexa Bliss at SummerSlam. So this was a mistake. Not the fact this match. They should have had 6 weeks of build-up. They should have been shooting on each other on the mic. The fact that they supposedly really don't like each other in real life, which really looks like it's true now. They should have made this thing just this bad blood rivalry like Shawn and Brett or Matt Hardy and Edge, just real life brutal rivalry, but it looks like this might be a one-off at SummerSlam. They had the whole summer to make this the best feud of the summer, and they really could have done it. Those two have some really good chemistry together, and they had a great match at Great Balls of Fire. And they'll probably if they give them time, they can have a damn good match. They can steal the show at SummerSlam. So, of all the matches, that's close to the top that I'm looking forward to. I'm really looking forward to seeing what these two have. And when I look at them, can they just fucking make out? For fuck's sakes. Holy fuck, Alexa is gorgeous, and so is Sasha. Just make out. Come on, ladies, let's bury the damn hatchet. So after the match, I show Kurt Angle in the back. He same format. He announces a second match for SummerSlam, which is Sasha and Alexa. We already know that. Then he's interrupted by Hardy Boys, who he talks to. Then Miz comes and interrupts him. They have some back and forth. It's Miz and Jason Jordan tonight, and then he is told by one of the referees there's a problem with Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt. So the show's starting off really hot. The build up to the tag match and the women's match have both been really, really good. So this is definitely a good go home show so far. So I guess Finn and Bray is off for SummerSlam. It's going to be tonight. They showed the two of them brawling in the back. Kurt Angle again makes another match, except for tonight. I guess the match is off on SummerSlam. It's Bray and Finn tonight. Maybe they don't want to do the Demon. Maybe that's why, or maybe it's just timing. I don't know, but we're going to see Wyatt and Balor. Maybe they do some kind of disqualification that sets up a stipulation for SummerSlam. I'm not sure, but it looks like the match is off. Now Elias Sampson's in the ring, so yeah, don't care. So R-Truth came out when the Drifter attacked him after. So they show a shark cage lower ring. This feud sucks. So Big Cass, when he comes out for his promo, he is getting Roman Reigns heat. They are booing him like crazy, which is that's actually a great thing for Big Cass in his career, and I'm sure Vince loves it that he's getting this kind of heat. They are booing him like crazy every single time he tries to say this Sunday at SummerSlam. They just boo the fuck out of him. Enzo comes out, he interrupts him. You can tell Vince McMahon hates Enzo Amore so much. Eventually. And Big Show and Cass, they're about to brawl, and when Gallows and Anderson come out, Gallows and Anderson then go on to attack the Big Show, and Luke Gallows wraps a belt around the Big Show's hand, and he ties him up to the shark cage, and Cass uses the door to slam on Big Show's arm, and he stomps on it, so it looks like they, in storyline broke Big Show's arm. I was expecting the Hardy Boys to come out for sure and set up a match with Gallows and Anderson, but I guess that match is not going to happen. I guess they realized SummerSlam was too long, but this was a good angle. Definitely a good angle to set the match. Not too many people I think are really looking forward to. So they moved another SummerSlam match to the show. The Cruiserweight title match with Neville and Akira Tozawa now takes place on Raw right now. So, I mean, they're scrapping matches like crazy. I guess the timing is all fucked up. I have to give some props to that Boston crowd. Boston is on fire today. They're making this show really enjoyable to watch. We have a new Cruiserweight champion, and what was a great match. Akira Tozawa beats Neville with the Senton Bomb. A great match. I really enjoyed it. I wish this was at SummerSlam. I think this thing would have been good at SummerSlam. But the thing is, if it was at SummerSlam, it would have went on the pre-show with the crowd half empty, and maybe it wouldn't have had as much of an impact. But this had a great impact tonight. This was awesome. This was a great moment for Tozawa. In my opinion, this is the best moment of the Cruiserweight division, and the best the Cruiserweights have ever looked on the main roster in the whole year they've been on Raw. This was just great. This was an awesome moment. So, really cool to see Tozawa win, and he celebrates with Titus and Apollo with the Titus brand. So, they're still gonna push that, but Tozawa's the champ. So, Finn Balor and Bray Wyatt's up next. So, before the match, they show Big Show in the back. So, he officially has a broken hand, and that's gonna obviously be an angle in the SummerSlam match. Then they go and talk about Alexa Bliss and Sasha Banks and the match that they're going to have at SummerSlam. Then they show Emma in the back. She's angry. She's complaining of Mickie James. They have a confrontation. It ends up with Mickie challenging Emma to a match later tonight. And now Bray Wyatt's out. So the Eater of Pins is out. Hopefully he gets pinned again because he has no business beating Finn. I mean, Bray is damaged goods at this point. And I'm kind of bummed. I missed the Demon. I want to see the Demon at SummerSlam. I really miss seeing the Demon. I don't know when we're going to see the Demon again. They actually had Finn Balor job to this bum, this loser Bray Wyatt. Ugh. Why? Why do they have to beat Finn so cleanly? They're going to kill him. I'll forgive them if they do a rematch at SummerSlam and the Demon comes, but man, this is such bullshit. I don't even know what the fuck they're doing. So after the match, Bray hits him with another Sister Abigail, lays him out, and then Bray's his thing hits, that video screen hits, and when he's back in the ring, he has a bucket of red paint, which could be mistaken for pig's blood, like Carrie when they dumped pig's blood on her. He basically dumps it right all over Finn Balor, so Finn basically looks like the Demon. He just dumps it all over him, and Bray sits in the corner as, Finn the whole ring is now covered in this red paint as Finn rolls around, and he's just covered in red paint or blood or pig's blood. I don't know what the hell it is, or some kind of sauce, soy sauce or something. And then I really hope this leads to the Demon at SummerSlam. I really, really hope we see the Demon at SummerSlam and they announce the match is back on for SummerSlam and that this gives us the Demon. That's what I really hope, but I'm not so sure. I really want to see the Demon. So I'm not so sure if they're going to do that match at SummerSlam, but they really should. Now it's Emma and Mickie James in the ring. And the burial of Emma continues. Emma is going nowhere. She's on the chopping block sooner than later. They're doing nothing with her. She lost cleanly to Mickie James on Raw. Man. Well, we got some great news. They showed Finn Balor backstage being interviewed by Charlie Caruso, who's wearing a very hot dress, by the way. Anyway, she interviews him, and he just came out of Kurt Angle's office. There's still red paint or red liquid. That's what they said. They can't say blood, but they call it red liquid around him. And he got the rematch for SummerSlam, and he announces Bray Wyatt thinks he has his demons, and he's going to show Bray Wyatt that he has his demons too. So, yes, the Demon returns at SummerSlam. Super excited for that. Can't wait to see the Demon back. Don't really care much for the match itself, but it's going to be cool to see the Demon character return at SummerSlam. So now The Miz is out. So Miz and Jason Jordan had a match. During the match, the Miz Taraj interfered, made it a disqualification. And then the Hardy Boys came out. So when I looked at this, it looks like we're getting a 6-man tag, maybe on the pre-show of SummerSlam. Maybe there's nothing to it. But that's where it really looked to me that we're going to get a 6-man tag. We come back from commercial break, and holla, 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 we have a tag team match. Playa. Teddy Long came out and made a tag team match. Playa. And unfortunately, he could not say, and his partner is The Undertaker. Now, Kurt just made a 6-man tag, so thankfully we're not going to see this damn match at SummerSlam. We can get over with here. So that 6-man tag went on for an eternity, I swear to God. It took forever to finish, but finally it's over. A match was meaningless. Jeff Hardy gets the pin over Bo Dallas with the Swanton Bomb. So they're using the Hardys to try to get Jason Jordan over. It's not going to work. Jordan's just a complete flop. That storyline's just been a complete disaster. But, this was just a time-filling match. So after that, now we're getting ready for the last segment, which is going to be a showdown between the 4 guys in the main event. Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, Samoa Joe. So Kurt Angle's in the ring. A bunch of security guards surround the ring. He's introducing all the guys. I wonder how this is going to end. I think Paul Heyman's cutting a money promo before SummerSlam. He's doing a great job, as he always does. Awesome promo by Heyman. He even referenced if Brock Lesnar leaves WWE, you can lock this beast up in a cage. So obviously that's a hint at the UFC. Now Samoa Joe comes out to interrupt. Joe says he's going to choke out Brock or whatever. Then Braun Strowman comes out. Joe and Strowman have a back and forth. Then Roman Reigns comes out, so they obviously position him as the superstar coming out last. So this ended up being a really great segment, how it ended. Reigns and Joe take each other out. Reigns hits Joe with the spear, and Strowman hits Reigns with the power slam, and then they do this long stare down with Strowman and Lesnar. I really hope that's the WrestleMania match. That's the match I want to see headline WrestleMania, and they're about to brawl, but then the whole roster has to come and break them up, kind of like they did with Taker and Lesnar a couple years ago. I thought that was great. It was a great tease for Lesnar and Strowman. I mean, when you watch a show, you think Lesnar and Strowman's main eventing SummerSlam, but I think those two should main event WrestleMania.